He whacked the living daylights out of that. These fish don't know how small they are, you know what I mean?
That was a good year, Bob. that 2 and 3 year class fish, there are so many of them in the river right now.
Hey, I'm Bob Murray. Stay tuned. Smallmouth fishing on the Delaware River. It's going to be a good one. All right. That's not a bad fish. Not a bad little fish. Hey, Bob Murray, Delaware Outdoors. Blaine, thanks for inviting me up here. Blaine Mengel.
You're welcome.
Doing a little bit of smallmouth fishing on Delaware River.
Late summer smallie fishing.
Yeah. Blaine, what do we have? I mean, this time of year, it's September. What are the fish doing?
The fish are in a transition, really, right now. All summer long, we caught them in tail outs, fast water, the heads of pools, faster runs, and they're starting to make a transition out of that stuff right now. If we find baby shad in those areas, they'll be there, but they're really starting to focus on the bait.
Yeah, let's just talk a little bit about the. Obviously, we're on the Delaware River. Shad is obviously a popular fish to spawn when they come up here. A lot of guys fish for them, but now the fish have spawned, and now the fry are doing what? Where are they going? They're going back?
The fry are migrating. The shad will spawn wherever they spawn, and we actually saw a lot of shad fry throughout the river all summer long. They were only in the 1 to 2 inch range, and you'd catch a lot of 6 to 10 or 11 inch smallies on these pods of shad. Now I'm expecting the bigger fish to start keying on these bigger shad fry. They're in that 3+ inch range now. So the bigger fish anytime now are going to start eating. They're still in a real funky summer pattern because the water's very low, but they'll start picking those migrating shad.
That's when one of my favorite times is October. Yeah. And even, well, you know, we fish November all the way through.
Yeah.
But when that water comes up a little bit, cools down, and these fish, the fish start to move
like
down.
a switch just clicks and the bigger fish just come out of the woodwork.
Right, and same thing in the springtime. You get those bigger fish, then they seem to like go someplace.
Yeah. And we'll pick them from time to time. Like we had yesterday, we started to see a few chasing our baits. You know, we went through a period where we were catching 50, 60, 70 smallmouth a day, and you would have 2 or 3 fish 15 inches to 18 inches. You wouldn't even see a 20.
Right.
I mean, for weeks.
Right.
You know, now yesterday we saw some of those 15 to 18s coming up and tailing our baits or coming after other fish that were hooked. So they're starting. You know, but
well, the only way we can do it is get the baits in the water, right?
That's it.
All right, let's go.
Oh, get the gaff. Get the gaff.
He hooked himself. I didn't even hook him. That wasn't even fair, right? He hooked himself. Look.
He tried not to set the hook on that fish.
Yeah. When we're out here, Blaine, now the stretch of water we have right in front of us, what makes that hold fish?
It's an outer bend, first of all. I like outer bends. Outer bends, you always have current merging with a bank in an outer bend, and that creates a really cut. It creates a really let's put it this way, there's an underwater current break all the way down this bank. Because there's a shelf that comes out here. You can't see it. It comes out and it very slowly tapers, and then about 15 feet out it drops. It drops really quickly. We're sitting in 10, 11 feet of water here. And where we're throwing our baits is about 2 foot deep, 2 feet deep, and there's a lot of rocks coming off the shelf in there. And outer bends just hold fish if the bottom cover is conducive for holding them. I mean, they like current. think that's a big mistake. The biggest mistake I see people making throughout the entire year, 4 seasons out of the year, is they do not fish enough current. I mean, we caught them. You did a show with me in what, March?
Right.
We were catching them out mid-river on jerkbaits in current. You know,
Right.
it was light current, but they're still going to relate to some form of current most of the time.
Because that washes the bait
Yep.
by them, and they can
And
just.
this, if you look at the way the river bends here, just figure if this water is a foot or 2 feet higher, it's going to really be pushing up along this bank because it's an outer bend. I think that's a big reason why they like this area.
And one thing that I like to just go over is the fact that you read the water like that, and the average angler's got to learn that to read that water, because that might look good over there, but to really read the water and say, you know what, I see where there's an undercurrent, and we got stuff hanging in the water, we got rocks, break, stuff like that. So when you're out on the water, really try to look what you're looking at, in the sense of, I see this, I want that current break, and I want current. So when you're out on the water, look for that current break and look for the current.
You saw that hook set, right?
Let's see when we got to get this dog up here. Ah, it's
Not as big as that last one. Another one come in with him.
yeah. Look at the
Little fatty.
Look at the color of that fish.
He's dark.
Look at the color of that fish.
See that little belly? That's
Yeah.
a shad belly right there. That is a shad belly. Go wake your mama.
Nice fish.
These fish are killing me.
Come here.
Tearing me up.
What we're doing here is we're going along. Come here, fishy. There you go. We're going along this bank, and the fish are actually pretty much in the shallows, Blaine, and they're coming out.
Here they are,
Yeah. And what a pretty fish.
I think there's bait holding them in there.
And we're just twitching these little minnows. I guess we're kind of trying to match the hatch, in a sense, the forage fish. And it's just a little white shad lake bait, and just twitching it. And that one was kind of funny, because I twitched it, I saw the fish move up on it, and he just stopped, and I let the bait die, and then he came back after it. So a lot of times when you see that fish and he misses it the first time, don't just reel in, stop that bait. And a lot of times, like you said, there could be 2 or 3 fish following it.
I'll say the words "kill it" a lot on my trips this time of year.
Yeah, so exactly what we're doing is we're just throwing it, twitch, and then kill it. Just let it. And that's bait will just trickle down like that.
It has like a little wiggle in the tail as it sinks. You know, when bait fish have what's called a death rattle right before they die, and when you kill that bait in the current, it just does that,
and then
all the way through the current, and they think it's alive.
Right, and they'll come right up and boom. The other thing is just watching them. It's kind of fun. The other thing is you get too excited because you're going to pull it out of their mouth too. That's the other thing when you see it.
That happens a lot.
All right, I'm going to go back right over by this tree and get another one. Got me, it, everything.
There you go.
That fish he's just swimming to everything. Look at this.
There's your 14. Put the rod tip
here. Nice fish, real nice fish. Nice fish. Look at that one.
It's a good bass.
Yeah, nice chunky.
See that mark on him?
Oh yeah.
Got a hole in it.
Yeah.
Good fish.
Nice and.
Maybe that was the one that came up on it the